And we are back. We are back. We are back. Go ahead and do my moderations. Listen, YouTube trying to stop the motion. Trying to stop the motion. Go ahead and put in. Can I put in the chat? I don't even know how to put in the chat. Well, what's going on? What's going on? So if you see my post that I posted in the wee hours of the morning, I got hit with a community guidelines. I appealed it. I got hit with a community guidelines, and it wasn't even for a newer video. It was actually for an older video that I did months ago. So they basically said that it was some kind of hate speech that I was spewing. I was spewing some kind of hate speech. Listen, I don't think a human being evaluated that video because that video didn't have and the timestamp that they gave me. I reviewed it and I'm like, hate speech. How's this hate speech? And I was talking about feminism, right? I was talking about feminism and I was talking about how it is, you know, ingrained in basically our society now. And they said it was hate speech. And I'm like, bruh, all the videos they got out here, y'all talking about this is hate speech. Come on now. But I appealed it. I appealed it to have a human being look at it because that was not hate speech. But I still got a community guidelines for whatever reason. But anyway, we back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Corey, what's going on? It's top of the morning. I need to send out a notification to everybody. One second, because I haven't been live on here for a week. And then with the community guideline situation, they probably not sending out the notifications anyway. But hold up, we about to send out one. One second, y'all. I'm about to send out notifications. All right, notification sent. Anytime I try to do it on here, it messes up. But what's going on? What's going on? What's going on with y'all? Waiting on everybody to tap in. Go ahead and tap into the chat. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new. What did I miss? What did I miss in this past week? There was one video. It was a good live. It was about to be a good live stream. What was that? Earlier this week. Earlier this week, I was going ham earlier this week. But while I was filming, the phone got hot because I was on the top of the roof. The phone had got hot, so that ended that live stream. And then on top of that, got hit with the community guidelines. I'm like, golly, I'm like, they trying to stop me out here. But can't stop, won't stop, can't stop, won't stop. So of course we got to start off with the creed of the outlier. Then we're gonna jump into it. Feels like I'm starting from scratch after I missed a whole week. Feels like I'm starting from scratch. But it's all good. We're gonna get it back together. We're gonna get it back rolling. So creed of the outlier. I walk alone because I was never meant to follow. I was born to build what others were too weak to imagine. They rejected me for my strength, envied me for my presence, and feared the truth in my voice. So they gossiped, they mocked, tried to shrink me, but I didn't bend and I didn't fold, and I won't start now. I do not chase the approval of the herd. I walk above it. I see through the mask and I speak with conviction forged in pain and clarity. Every betrayal carved focus into my soul. Every lonely night built the calluses I now wear with pride. My mission is not optional. My legacy is non negotiable. And my time is coming. I am built for this and I will win. Creed of the outlier. But anyway, somebody asked me about the Epstein. Somebody asked me about the Epstein files, man. Somebody commented when I made the post about the community guidelines. Somebody's like, yeah, we need you back after pills so you can talk about these Epstein files. Listen, I said this from the very jump, and nobody wanted to believe me. I said this from the very jump, right? I said this from the very jump. I said that Trump is on the Epstein files. I said it from the very jump. So here's the line of events, right? So Trump ran on releasing the Epstein files, right? Yo, we're gonna get those files, and we're gonna release all the hideous and pedophile politicians who are on that list, right? We're gonna release the list, and we're gonna make the government more transparent. We're gonna make the government more transparent. Remember all that? Remember that? Right? We're gonna make the government more transparent. Right? That's what he ran on. So now, fast forward, attention everybody. We have the Epstein files. Right? We have the Epstein files. Okay. Then Elon. This is when Elon is tagging along or whatnot. Right? So now Elon, once they fall out, Elon is like, you know why he hasn't released the Epstein files? It's because your boy is on that list. That's what Elon said. I didn't say it. Elon said it. So now, as soon as Elon dropped that major banger, which many people already knew already, right? Once he dropped that major banger, right? Then that's when The feds are like, hey, by the way, there's no list. There's no list? Wait, 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 wait. Wait, wait, wait. Wait, wait, wait. So you're telling me, hold up, let me rewind it. You telling me that you ran on releasing the Epstein files. It has been known for years at this point that there's an Epstein list because he kept track of it. It has been known, right? So now you're saying that there is no list. Coincidentally after Elon say, yeah, Houston, we have a problem. Trump is on that list. You mean to tell me after he says that now all of a sudden the list disappeared, and now you have the FBI director and you have what's his other name? The two guys, the FBI director and the other guy. Now they're talking about resigning, possibly over the how they're handling the Epstein files. Yeah, it's getting real. It's getting real in the field. But I told y'all this already, right? So now MAGA is fracturing like they always do, right? The Republican base has been fractured. I mean, the politics in America has been fractured in the first place. I said this from the very jump. I said this from the very beginning. I was like, why do they keep relying on the politicians to tell them the truth? Their job is to politic. All of them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter Democrat. It doesn't matter Republican. Right? Their job is to politic. That's all their job is. Their job is not to be. Their job is not to be honest. Their job is not to be forthcoming. Their job is not to save you. That ain't their job. They're not. That's not. That's far from their job. Their job is to, uh, well, one, fill their pockets. That's first and foremost. That's what they got to do first. Fill their pockets and fill their families' pockets, and then secondary is fill whoever pockets who help them fill their pockets, right? Then thirdly and probably last is the interest of the United States and the interest of the American citizens. You are last, right? You're at the end of the line. You are very last. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing now, right? And now they're talking about the farmers. The farmers are talking about, hey, and we already knew this. This has already been said, man. Now the farmers are talking about, hey, we need the migrants. Can y'all slow down or exempt? Can y'all slow down or exempt the immigrants that we have over here that need to do the farm work because the Americans just don't have the physical. They don't have the physical. They don't have the physical to do this farm work. They don't have the wherewithal to do the farm work. We can't find we can't find any Americans that are able to do the farm work. That's what they're saying now. But they already said that year. They already had said that before Trump had ran already. They already said that already, right? So now they're trying to because if you take away the people who can actually do the work, right? If you take away the people who can actually do the work, and the Americans are the ones who don't want to do the work, Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Who's going to do it if Americans are refusing to do it, which we've already known in the first place? See, America's about comfort, right? That's why blue collar has a shortage on workers too. That's exactly why blue collar has a shortage on workers too, because nobody wants to do the work. Americans are programmed to do more so, or conditioned to do more so white collar work, right? So nobody wants to do blue collar work. Nobody wants to do labor work. Most Americans, they want to work in the AC. They want to work office jobs. They want to work status oriented jobs, which by all means I get it. Right, I get it. Who wants to be slaving away in the dang on sun and all that stuff? Who wants to do that? Nobody. Right. So Americans don't want to do those jobs. The farmers know. The government men knew this. I don't know why they even tried to act like that they were going to be able to pull something like this off. Impossible. Impossible. It's already ingrained. It's already ingrained in the fabrics. It's already ingrained. Right. But yeah, man. This is politics in a nutshell. I already told y'all from the beginning. I said that Trump was on those Epstein files. Him and Trump and Epstein was good friends. They weren't strangers. They weren't strangers by a long shot. Trump knew exactly what Epstein had going on. Trump was more than likely probably involved in some of the ordeals that Epstein had going on. Right? Epstein threw Diddy parties. I'm sure Diddy was on that list too. I'm sure Diddy ended up somewhere on that list down in the future, right? They probably had a party off. Who can throw the nastiest party? I'm sure him and Diddy went toe for toe on who can throw the craziest party. Right, so I'm very sure Diddy is on that list too. Trump is on that list. I wouldn't be surprised if R. Kelly is on that list. Oprah, right? Yeah. Listen, the list can go on. Politicians on both sides of the aisle. I wouldn't be surprised. But there's a lot of video footage with Trump hanging with Epstein. And for the copers out there, you can't just be like, oh well, that's just a video, because if it was anybody else, if it was Obama, y'all would be tearing them apart. Yep, I knew it. I knew it. If it was Hillary, yep, I knew it. If it was anybody else, y'all would be ready to throw them up on a bus, up under the bus. But because it's Trump and MAGA is just a coat at this point. Because everything that I've seen, and this is coming from somebody who voted for Trump, right? So don't get it twisted, don't get it confused, right? But a lot of what I've seen from the Republican base, a lot of what I've seen from the MAGA base is nothing but hypocrisy, right? He started off wrong from the get go, right? Some of the dudes that he tried to appoint into office, they ended up being alleged alleged basically pedophiles, right? Allegedly trying to get with a 16-year-old girl, right? Multiple 16-year-old girls, multiple minors, allegedly, right? You got idiots and like, what is going on? And then you got the base fracturing, right? You got people within who he's appointed not agreeing with each other, going against the grain, going against each other. But if you were logical, you would have seen this from miles away. I already seen this from miles away because a lot of the things that they were trying to push, it just didn't make sense, and it's just plain out hypocrisy. Like you want to talk about immigrants? I mean, hell, Trump's Melania is a dang on a foreigner. JD, look at JD Vance's wife, right? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? So they're running on this false sense of like America first, and they running on this false sense of like patriotism. Like they listen, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. I'm sorry, MAGA, right? I'm sorry, MAGA, that your heart is broken, right? I'm sorry, right? Many people thought that this was going to be a good one, right? But I told y'all from the get go, he had no intentions. He had no intentions on putting America first. I already said that already, right? And I already said that his very first priority was not America. His very first priority was getting out of jail. I told y'all this already. That was his first priority, was getting out of jail. If Trump didn't win this election, he was going to jail. He was. The Democrats would have made an example out of Trump. They would have thrown him in jail. That would have been the Democrats' number one priority. Throw Trump in jail first day of office. Trump was going to prison. I don't care what you believe, what you think, conspiracy theories, or whatever. Trump was going to prison if he had not won this election. He knew that. He knew very well. Because y'all see when he got elected, everybody just started dropping charges. Not because they couldn't stick, but just out of respect for, United States government, right? Out of respect for the Oval Office, out of respect for the highest title in the land, out of respect for that, they started dropping charges. Not because they couldn't stick, but it's just like why try to persecute a sitting president? Doesn't make sense. Might as well get a clean slate, might as well get on one accord, right? And go from there. Right? That was it. What I already told y'all. That was what he was trying to do. Right? He was trying to get out of jail. That's it. All the stuff that he ran on, the whole Elon gimmick, the whole Epstein list, and all that stuff, the whole America First. Clearly, you can see now what the intentions were. One is one or two things happening, right? His intentions were false from the jump, right? Or two, and this is just a possibility. Or two, he may have had the right intentions to put America first, right? But since he got a get out of jail free card, right? And possibly on that Epstein list, now you have some people up under that who are pulling the strings, who are saying, "Hey, we have something on him. Now we got some tapes on you. We got those Diddy tapes on Trump. We got those Diddy tapes on Trump." So now you probably have other entities who are now at play. Like, we're not going to say, you know who's, y'all know who, and the Republican base, the MAGA base, the elected officials have been bowing down to y'all know who, right? That country in a far, far away land. So how all of a sudden now we're doing their bidding, and all the dots are connecting. All the dots are connecting, right? Billions and billions of dollars, right? Weapons, and so on and so forth. It's clear as day that the MAGA base, Republican base, they're trying to please them over there. Kels, what's going on? They're trying to please, that country, and it rhymes with Tisrael. It rhymes with Tisrael, right? I gotta tread lightly because I already got a community guideline, so I don't want to make anything misconstrued. Kel said just saw a vid last night about Trump's true character, and the same thing you just said. Yeah, but here's the thing: it was clear as day. Many people are so deluded. Many people thought he was the saving grace. Many people thought he was the goddamn on Messiah. Many people thought that he was just going to be yeah, he's coming to save. No, he's not. in actuality, he's coming to remove guardrails. He's coming to remove guardrails that's going to make it harder for your stupid ass, right? And the reason why I say that, because most people here are not go getters, right? They don't really know what it means to go get. There's only going to be a small percentage. MSK says, I honestly thought he was going to lower prices, bro. Prices have went up. I don't know. I don't know how often you ninjas go to the grocery store, but prices are not down. Prices are not down. Gas fluctuates, but as far as being down overall, no. Nobody cares about a fluctuating 5 to 10 cents, right? One day is down 5 cents, one day is up 10 cents, one day is down 20 cents, one day is up 5 cents. Nobody care about that. It's basically in the same range. It's in the same range. Gas fluctuates, not anything to write home about, but groceries up, eggs up, milk up, meat up. Cost of living still rising. It's not going down. Yep, MSK said them shit's never going down. I said that already. I already said that. Welcome. This is the new normal. This is the new normal. I don't know why. I don't know why y'all think that like prices are ever going to go down. Make sure y'all come in and hit the like button because I'm spitting it here. Prices are never going down. Prices are going to continually go up. I put out a post. I put out a post talking about what everybody needed in their select cities, right? I put out a post about what salary, how much everybody needed in their select cities. And the average comes out to minimum you need 100,000 on the eastern seaboard you need around $100,000, right? And much of the Midwest, much of the South. I know somebody commented and said, well, in Mississippi we don't need that. Listen, Mississippi you need 100,000, right? Of course, you can get by on less, and the jobs and the infrastructure is not there in Mississippi. But I don't think it was 100,000 in Mississippi. It might have been like 85,000 or something like that. But minimum, and I've been saying this. If you've been paying attention. See, y'all don't want to get right. Y'all don't want to get right. 100,000, yes, 100,000, 100,000. You need 100,000 to make it in any major city. I'm not talking about you staying in the middle of dang on Tornado Alley, picking up cow poop, cow manure, ninja. Clearly, like ninja, all you need is all you need is a brick house with dang on one bedroom, not even one bedroom. You can put the bed right there in the kitchen, and go from there, and just hope that the big bad wolf don't blow your house down. But as far as overall living, you need $100,000 minimum. And then this is if you're single, right? This is if you're single. Minimum $100,000, right? I'm not talking about living like you gotta eat noodles and hot Cheetos for dinner. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about living comfortably. Like if push came to shove, you have some in savings, right? You can pay this off, pay that off, right? Not have to worry about rent, right? Or a mortgage, bills, right? To live comfortable. I'm not talking about you ninjas who want to live on a blow up mattress and hot Cheetos and noodles. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you ninjas. I'm talking about if you want to live clean, right? You need $100,000 in most major cities, right? Now if you got a wife, kids, right, side chick, extra girlfriend, ninja, you need about 150. You need about 150 to 200, 250. Like I said, if you got a wife, kids, ninja, you got a side piece, right? Three piece wing special, ninja. right? You need a little bit extra, right? You could possibly get by on 100, possibly, but you need a little extra. Throw a little 50 ball on that. But Trump came in and Blake Bradley laughing. I'm serious. You know what's going on, Blake. Yeah, if you got a two piece chicken, 3-piece chicken combo, right? It's you, the 2 kids, the wife, and then you got the side. You got the side mashed potatoes, side green beans, right? Rice and beans, red beans and rice. You need a little extra. Got to throw a little 50 ball on that. Right? And make sure y'all hit the link in the description. Check out the Patreon. Locals is also over there. Have videos posted on the Patreon. Locals you can join. Locals you can join for free. I haven't posted anything over there, but the Locals is going to be uncensored videos. We're going to be talking about the Juco. We're going to be talking about women uncensored, right? So if you want to see those type of videos, you can join free over there and join the conversation, right? But the videos are not going to be for free, right? I may have a free trial for the guys who are just now coming over there, but those videos are not going to be for free. So make sure you check it out. Join Locals for free. Go over there and hit the Patreon to join over there as well. The link is in the description. But MSK, you're exactly right. The prices are never coming down. Ever. Ever. The price is going to go up. And guess what? Kenta Williamson almost got to be rich in this society. Ninja, almost? 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 No. Ninja, you got to have some money. Either this, right? Either one or two things. Either one or two things. You can make your money over here. You can make it your priority to get rich over here if that's what you're going for, right? Or you can make your money, live live under the radar, and then explore outside of the United States. Explore outside of the United States. And that's what many people are doing. That's what many Americans are doing, right? I've met many Americans when I went to the DR. When I went to the DR, there are many Americans over there who've been over there for the past 15, 20 years, right? They have businesses over there. They have bars, food spots, literally, right? And some of these guys, they've been over there probably when I was a baby. When I was a baby, they've been over there 17 years, 20 years. And they've established businesses, they've established relationships, and that's just in the DR. That's not, we're not even talking about around the world. There's many Americans, they've started investing into real estate over there, Airbnbs, rentals, right? And if you've never been in a top percentile, and I don't recommend, Thailand, I don't recommend being poor in the United States and just trying to go somewhere else. No. Because here's the thing, and this is real talk. If you're not able to grind in a land where there's so many opportunities, you're not going to make it anywhere else. That's just facts. If you're telling me you can't make it where the opportunities are. I know we talk about, all of what we talked about, economy and all of that stuff, job market and all that stuff. But the opportunities are still here, more than what's over in the DR or any other developing nation, right? If you can't make it where the opportunities are here for you as a citizen, you're not going to be able, how are you going to go somewhere else where the language is different, the culture is different, right? You're a foreigner. How are you going to go somewhere else and think that you're going to be able to set up shop and you couldn't even do the bare minimum where you're from? Come on now. You gotta have some kind of get up and go about yourself. You gotta have some kind of grind about yourself. You're not just about to go to the DR and be like, "Yep, I speak no Spanish, no me speaky, right? No Espanol, right? You're not about to come from here and go over there and think you just about to make them speak English, right? Just to appease you. No. When I was over there, the lady told me straight up. I was like, this was one of the ladies who were cleaning who was cleaning up my room. I call her mi maestra. Mi maestra. That means my teacher because she was teaching me Spanish. She was going over words with me and all that stuff, right? And she told me straight up, was like, because I told her, this is the place I want to be. I was like, I wanna live here, right? This is the place right here. And she was like, if you want to live here, you need to learn my language. You need to learn our language. And I 100% agreed. I 100% agreed. Right? She speaks very good English, but she was just like, if you want to be here and walk amongst us and do business here, you need to learn our language. And I was like, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Right? Because a lot of Americans are entitled. They think that they can go somewhere else and they don't have to speak the language. They don't have to understand the culture, understand the dynamics, anything. They think they're just gonna go wherever they go. Well, I hope they speak English. Well, ninja, they hope you speak Spanish, ninja, or whatever the language is. And yes, English is the dominant, you know, language in many places, right? But how many Americans are bilingual, right? How many Americans are bilingual? Not many, right? But you go anywhere else in the world, guess what they know on top of their language, right? They know Spanish, they know English, and probably some other languages, more than likely. If you go anywhere else in the world where English is not the primary tongue, most people speak their language and possibly another language, not to the full extent, but they speak it, right? But Americans have always been entitled. If y'all trying to learn a different language, get a teacher or tutor. Yep. Vontae Doe said, yes, sir. But this is the new normal, right? This is the new normal. They got y'all. They got everybody riled up, right? Got everybody riled up on the immigrants. Got everybody riled up on racial tension. Got everybody riled up on everything but the right thing, right? Everything but the right thing. Black Brother said will come in handy for Colombia and other Spanish speaking countries. So really, you're not losing exactly. And I already got Duolingo on my phone. I try to practice every single day, right? And I'm in Texas, so it's kind of easy to try to speak it, with, other people, because a lot of primarily Mexican Americans here in Texas. So it's easy to just, hey, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo te llama? ¿De dónde eres? Hablo un poco. Right? Estoy aprendiendo español. Vontae Doe, I appreciate the super chat. Pill was good. It's always nice to see you. I appreciate that, man. YouTube try to stop the motion a little bit. So I gotta reinvent, redo some things around here. I feel like YouTube's been auditing channels lately. Auditing channels lately. Saying, but I barely use it, and Duolingo has been exposed for using AI. What's wrong with using AI? You said they've been exposed. How they been exposed? Everybody should know that they've been using AI. You learn it. I mean, what good is it that they do AI? So Vante, do you still do 101s? I'm about to start it back up. I'm about to start it back up. I've been saying that. I've been saying that for the past 60 days because it's just I've had a lot going on. I'm out here grinding, right? I'm out here grinding, but it's about to start back up. It's about to start back up. You see, if you look, the link is in the description for the Patreon and the locals. You see, I just got the Patreon and the locals up. So now that I got those up, now we're about to get the 101s back up. We're about to get the 101s back up because I know a lot of guys they want to know about traveling. A lot of guys want to get on that self development journey, right? A lot of guys they're trying to get up there, right? In money, status, what have you. So you want to learn about social media? I got you. Vante, shout out to Vante. That's what I'm talking about. Those are kind of pay attention to everybody. Pay attention to Vante. Those are the kind of guys, the guys who want to improve, the guys who want to get to it. Those are the kind of guys that I want around. The 10%. So Vante, you'll definitely you'll see. You'll see because I'll announce it. But you'll see. Blake Bradley said, "Yeah, I heard about a YouTube update happening in 7:15." Yeah, and I got yeah. Then I got hit upside the head with a community guidelines. I'm like, what the world? What the? What? See, look, they messing with me again. See, look, they trying to mess with me again. They pause the stream. They trying to let me. All right, this ninja. All right, they pushing buttons. All right, this ninja want to tell on us. He want to tell on us. Press that button, ninja. We're in power, ninja. Yeah, we run this. Pausing my stream. Okay, YouTube. My bad. I thought this was a free speech platform. YouTube. I'm sorry. I thought it was a free speech platform. Kel said on Duolingo right now. Yeah, get that work in. What you need to one of the primary languages you need to learn is Spanish, right? Spanish, and I would say try to learn some form of fashion, some kind of Mandarin, right? Some kind of Mandarin, some kind of Chinese, right? But Spanish is real big because I mean, you got a whole 40% of the world, right, that speaks Spanish. So that'll come in very handy, right? If you want to move to a Latin country, Colombia, Chile, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Puerto Rico. I mean, you name it. Wherever you want to go, Argentina, right? It'll come in handy, right? Portuguese. Only Brazil. The only country I know is Portugal and Brazil that speaks Portuguese. I know there's some African nations who also speak some Portuguese. But yeah, Portuguese is not like a super big like language like how Spanish is. And of course, Mandarin. Mandarin is really big because, that's the whole Eastern Hemisphere basically, right? But yeah, I mean whatever country, if you already have a country in mind, just go ahead and practice the language, right? If you want to settle down in Latin America, go ahead and learn Spanish. Portuguese could come in handy too. For you Brazil guys who want to see the nice tans, right? And the workout bodies. Yep. Brazil will work. MSK says Thai. See the thing about Thailand, English is a very dominant language in Thailand. English is a very dominant language in Thailand. So Thai be nice, as far as you may find you a little something and you want to impress her or whatever, right? Or you just want to immerse yourself with the people, regardless if they speak English or not. But in a place like Thailand, you really won't have to worry about not learning the language. Even though I recommend you learning the language, you wouldn't have a problem in Thailand because there are so many Americans in Thailand, right? And many Thai people, they speak very good English. So that's a place that you really wouldn't have to worry about like that. But I would still recommend, you learning Thai if that's what you want to do, right? But yeah, I told y'all this season is about leveling up, right? Everybody's getting squeezed. Everybody's getting squeezed. So you either gonna pop, you either gonna fold under that pressure, or that pressure is gonna make you a precious mineral. It's gonna make you a diamond. MSK said everybody trying to leave. But here's the thing, everybody's not gonna leave, especially if you have no get up and go about yourself. And you can talk to a lot of if you don't have a way to make, first of all, if you don't have no skill, If you have no skill, you're not going anywhere. Because what they don't tell y'all is about some of these passport bros having to come back home. See, they leave that conversation out. They don't talk about these Americans who have to come back home because they can't survive, right? They gotta run back. They gotta run back to their family to pay them to pay for a flight so they can get back because they can't afford or can't really survive in another country because they thought it was going to be sweet. Oh, I'm doing an up and go. I'm going to use my savings. I'm going to get me a job over here, bro. You're a foreigner. Right? And foreign. See, here's the thing: United States, much of the West have very, despite even what's going on with immigration right now, United States has some of the most lax foreigner laws in in the world. Like y'all don't understand that. United States and much of the West have some of the most laxed immigration laws in the world. You can be an immigrant from somewhere else, some far away land, and you can come into the United States and you can probably have a business set up within 1 year, 1 to 5 years easily. You cannot do that in any other country. You can't as an American, right? Strictly an American. Now, I'm not talking about you got dual citizenship or your family, you have family ties here and there. I'm not talking about that. Strictly as an American, born and raised in America, no family ties, ninja, you straight, all you know is your folks landed on a slave boat. That's all you know. Or ninja, all you know is that your great grandpappy came from dang on Poland, ninja, right? You born and true here in America, right? You can't go over there and set up shop easily. Nah. You can't go to this place and just set up and think, you're not gonna run into some blockades. No. It's not like that everywhere else. And people don't study before they go somewhere else, right? But United States, you can come over here and set up shop easily. I mean, it's definitely gonna get harder now. It's definitely gonna get harder now. But yeah, surprise Eagle Ray. Yo, what up, Tap? What up, AP? What's going on? But everybody's not going to be able to leave because one, everybody doesn't have skills. If you still work at Wally World Ninja, you a Jiffy Lube working as Ninja, right? AutoZone, Auto Parts Ninja. Well, I guess you may have some skills because you know about cars, so I guess that's transferable. But y'all know what I mean. Family Dollar working as ninjas, Wally World working as ninjas, Jiffy Lube working as ninjas, right? If you one of those, what skills do you have? Do you have transferable skills? That's why some of y'all need to get into blue collar, right? Can you work on? Do you got get into HVAC? Get into refrigeration? That's transferable. You know how many undeveloped places there are in the world, bro. If you go to somewhere like DR and you can establish a HVAC, you coming from America, and you can establish a HVAC business, refrigeration HVAC refrigeration business in somewhere like the DR. Do you know, bro? Y'all don't even get it. Y'all don't get it. Listen, listen, listen. See this stuff. I'm not dropping on YouTube. This kind of stuff I'm not dropping on YouTube. I'm dropping it on the Patreon. I'm dropping it on the Patreon. You got to get a skill. You're not just gonna be a Wally World working as ninja and you got a few $1,000s and you think you about to go live somewhere else. No. In actuality, I would take it as far as you need to be making $100,000 before you even consider uprooting your life and going into another country. You need to be making $100,000 in America before you think about uprooting your life and taking your talents to South Beach, ninja. If you want to take your talents to South Beach, you need to be making $100,000. Your skills already need to be up to par. Do you know how to make money? If you don't know how to make any money, right? Whether you picking up this camera, whether you picking up social media, where you have some kind of private business or something like that, if you don't know how to make no money, stay your ass in the United States. More, what's going on? Because you're gonna go somewhere else and you're gonna get your butt ate up. You're gonna get ate up. They're gonna feed you to the sharks, right? So your base, and a lot of y'all probably don't like this. A lot of y'all don't like this. You need to be making 100K. That's bare minimum, 100K. Most major cities, 100K. Moy says, nice to see you live and love this topic. Thanks so much. Yeah, they tried to stop me, Moy. I got hit with the community guidelines, Moy. They tried to stop me, saying I was hate speech. That I was promoting hate speech or something like that. And this was an old video I did months ago. Said I was promoting hate speech. I'm like, hate speech, and I reviewed the video. I appealed it. I appealed it because I'm like, I got hit with the community guidelines because of hate speech. This is not hate speech. I reviewed the video and everything. This is why I gotta tread lightly. Ninjas be over here getting salty and getting soft, ninja. Yeah, that's why. I put it in the post. I put it in the post, and you know when you get hit with the community guidelines, they stifle you a little bit, right? They stifle you a little bit, and it'll breeze over. It'll breeze over, but now I gotta wait till they breeze over, and then we'll be back up again. Surprise Eagle Ray says, what, how? It's just, I reviewed the video. I reviewed the video. I didn't see hate speech. I didn't see hate speech. I don't know why they went to that video specifically and said hate speech. I don't know. Maybe it was some AI review because you got a lot of AI with YouTube and they review videos and sometimes the AI is wrong a lot of times actually. The automated review is sometimes wrong. Many times it's wrong. Because I remember when I first started YouTube, they used to flag every single video. They used to yellow mark every single video. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing? How y'all flagging all my videos? Right? But now, they stopped doing that because I appeal every single one. I had to appeal videos every single time. So when you appeal it, an actual human looks at it. So a human being looks at it when you appeal it. But before that, it's an automated process. So you got AI looking at it, the machine looking at it, and they can be flagging keywords or whatever. Then you got to appeal it so an actual human being can take a manual review of it, and then they'll decide from there. JC, what's going on? He said everyone's cap nowadays. JC said everyone's cap nowadays. But yeah. Did my Snapchat not go through? Snapchat? What's Snapchat? You talking about DM? The DMs, I got your DMs. The emails, I got the emails too. If that's what you're talking about. I got the emails and I got the DMs too. Oh, your super chat. I don't see a super chat. Kel said, "Is Jiffy Lube a job where you change oils on the cars?" Yeah, that's the oil changing spot. Said Moy said, "Super chat just sent one." Yeah, I remember before you said something like that too, but YouTube is they acting they act. Oh, there we go. No, that's Humble G. I appreciate that, Humble G. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate the super chat. But Moy, YouTube's playing a little game right now. Because since I got hit with that community guidelines, they playing a little bit. They playing with me a little bit. So that's why I gotta be more strategic in what I'm saying and stuff like that. And that's why we're going. Also, more the link is in the description. The locals is in the description. The Patreon is in the description. Locals, you can go ahead and sign up for free. I'll be dropping episodes You want to look at old videos, the After Pill archives, right? That's over there on the Patreon. I'm starting a segment, right? The Book of Forbidden Knowledge over there on the Patreon as well. Episode 1 is up. I'll be dropping videos on the Book of Forbidden Knowledge every single week. So if you want to be over there, you want to see, want me to dive deep into knowledge, you want me to dive deep into self-improvement over there, go ahead and over there, go over to the Patreon. You want to hear about the JUCO, you want to hear about the women uncensored, right? You want to hear about the stories, you want to hear about the DR. You want to hear about the DR Ninja? Want to hear about the DR Ninja? Go over to the locals. You can sign up over there for free. However, to look at videos, if you want to support the locals, you want to see the videos and all that stuff, then yes, you will have to pay for the videos, right? But however, you can join the locals community. We can go over there and congregate in the locals. You can make posts over there. You can say whatever you want to say over there without being censored with YouTube. But the locals is strictly, we're talking about, the JUCO. We're talking about the women. We're talking about all that stuff over on JUCO. Self-improvement and mental improvement, emotional improvement, right? Financial improvement, that's going to be on the Patreon. Link is in the description. There we go, Moy. I appreciate that super chat as well. It finally came through. MSK says a lot of people moving off YouTube to Rumble. See, the thing about Rumble is not really paying. You have to be big to move on Rumble. And it's still not paying. Until Rumble can get probably anywhere near YouTube, Rumble is not going to be big like that. Rumble has to hand out guaranteed checks for people to move over there. Right? So if you already have some, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands already on YouTube, right? Then they can hand you a check and be like, hey, here's $500,000, come over to Rumble and make videos for 2 years. Right? That's the only way to get people on Rumble. Right? But they don't have the setup, they don't have the advertising, they don't have the marketing, they don't have it. No, YouTube is owned by Google. YouTube is not going nowhere. Right? YouTube has the structure, they have the foundation, right? They're the number one, YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world. And guess who's the number 1 search engine in the world? The parent company, Google. Right? Moy says LOL sent 2 super chats and YouTube took the money but only posted 1 super chat. That's crazy. Well, it'll probably come through. Or it may just, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you more. They've been tripping. They've been tripping lately. Right? John, what's going on, John? Trump is on the Epstein list. SMH is over. Yeah. That's what we were talking about at the beginning. John, shouts out to John. But listen, Trump is on the Epstein list. It's clear as day. But a lot of people are so deluded, man. A lot of people are so deluded. They'll make every excuse to not hold Trump accountable, right? They'll have every excuse. A lot of people are what you call that? Banana suckers. Keep it PG-13 for YouTube. A lot of people are banana suckers, right? A lot of men who are MAGAs and Republicans, they're banana suckers. They're banana suckers. They've been banana sucking since the beginning, right? What I did was I was like, I don't know about this option. I'm gonna vote for this option and I'm gonna see how it panned out, right? I wasn't just all over like, yeah, Trump is the best thing that's gonna happen to the United States of America. I wasn't like that. I'm like, we'll see what happens. Right? Eggplant suckers. I was like, we'll see what happens, Ninja. We'll see what happens. Right? But then as I start to sit back and I'm watching, boom, okay, 1 red flag. Okay, that's another red flag. Okay, maybe then just, at this point you can't deny it. At this point you can't deny it. You just can't deny it. So it's so coincidental that Elon says, hey, by the way, the reason that he hasn't released that Epstein list is because he's on that list. And then approximately 2 weeks later, right? Then they bury it and say, oh, by the way, there is no list. Ninja, what? Hold up, Ninja. You said at the beginning You said at the beginning you ran on releasing the Epstein list so you can so-called lock up all the Democrats, right? You wanted to lock up all these Democrats who were on so-called on the Epstein list. So now you get a hold of the Epstein list and already stalled on it in the first place. You stall on the Epstein list. You stall on the Epstein list, and then Elon, you and Elon break up. Y'all have this whole breakup, right? And Elon go on a rampage, and he say, by the way, that ninja Trump on that Epstein list. That's why he don't want to release it. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, oh, by the way, there is no Epstein list. Carry on. The fuck, ninja? Like, dang, are we that stupid? Are we that stupid, ninja? Are we that stupid to where that they can pull that card easily like that? You ran on the Epstein list, said that you're going to release the Epstein list. You and Elon break up, and then he's saying, "Hey, that ninja's on that list." And then 2 weeks later, oh, there is no list. Boy, what? America, are y'all this stupid? America, are y'all this stupid? If America's this stupid, oh, we're in a whole shit ton of trouble. If America is this stupid, we're in a ish ton of trouble. Because now it's no denying it. It's no denying. If you still a MAGA banana sucker at this point, you're not America first. If you're still condoning all this stuff, Trump has already lied on everything. He said he was gonna lower prices. Prices are not lowering. They're going up. He said he was gonna get us out of forever wars. Guess what we're doing? Actually, we're sending more money to Ukraine. We're sending more money to Ukraine, and we're doing you know who's it rhymes with Tisrael. We're doing Tisrael's bidding over there. So we got two wars going on. Got the war with Ukraine and Russia, which we're still funding Ukraine. Then we're over there in Tisrael. We're giving them a whole bunch of money. He said he was going to stop the forever wars, but he doubled down and continued to give them money, right? And then now he said, first of all, he said no more immigrants, right? We're gonna slow down immigration. We're gonna lock up all the illegals, right? That was all fine and dandy. And then he let over the dang on the white South Africans. He was like, yeah, they can come over, ninja. Yeah, let the white South Africans come over. Yeah, maybe they can do some foreign work. So like, hold up, I thought you said slow down on immigration, right? And then now it's coming out that farmers are now saying, which people been saying for the longest. Now farmers are coming out saying, hey, right, you locking up you're taking all of our work. The Americans don't want to do the farm work. The Americans can't physically do the farm work. We need those immigrants over here to do the farm work because they're the only ones that can physically handle the labor. So now the administration is saying, okay, we're gonna not target our agriculture. We're gonna slow down on the agriculture, or we're gonna do we're just not gonna touch the agriculture at all, right? The immigrants or illegals who are over there doing the agriculture. Come on, man. Come on. Oh, we're not gonna increase the national budget, right? We're not gonna increase the deficit. We're not gonna increase the deficit. Meanwhile, increase the deficit. Are y'all this stupid? This ninja did everything opposite of what he said he was gonna do. This ninja did everything opposite of what he said he was gonna do. Yep, Trump still sending money to Ukraine. Yeah, this was as of the past 2 weeks. They're still sending money to Ukraine, right? Still sending money to Ukraine, right? We in wars that should not even be our problem. We're sending billions of dollars. You know how many homeless, bro? I'm seeing more and more homeless people. More and more homeless people, more and more homeless families. We have a problem in the streets of America, and we're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine. F Ukraine. We're sending billions of dollars to Tisrael. F Tisrael, ninja. Right? And then then they were using taxpaying dollars to house immigrants and all that stuff. Man, F all that, man. Both the Democrats and the Republicans, both effing us over. The Democrats was using the tax money to house immigrants and to house illegals and all of that stuff, bring more immigrants over and use the money to put them into higher positions, right? Instead of using that money to educate the American population, to get the labor force up to date into technology and a modern day workforce, right? But instead, they wanted to bring people over to do the jobs. And then a Republican, come on, man. The Republicans doing the same exact ish, they just doing it a different way. And then trying to hide under the disguise of, oh, we locking up everybody, we sending them back home. Man, come on, it's smoke and mirrors. They even said it. They said we don't want those immigrants. We want the smart immigrants. We don't want the labor. We don't want the blue collar labor. We don't want the farmland immigrants. We don't want the picking apples and picking fruit out the ground immigrants. No, we want the smart. We want the H1 visa. We want the H1 visa immigrants. Bring them over here. Send them back. Ninja. That's what's going on. So instead of using the billions of dollars to educate the American people, right, to bring them up to date and to fill in that gap in the labor force, because there is a huge skills gap in the United States of America. But instead of using that money that they're pushing towards wars, pushing towards immigrants, instead of using that money to do that, right, they're pushing it elsewhere. And this is your taxpaying dollars. This is our taxpaying dollars. This is my taxpaying dollars. This is what the money is being used for. Right? Say tap join the dark side and never vite again. What's vite? What's vite? John says Trump is lying his ass off. Yeah, Trump is lying more than his ass off. Trump basically said F America. Oh yeah, boy, I'm already on that tip already. Because now voting is like a poor man's game. Y'all know that, right? 2025 voting is a poor man's game. I do recommend still voting locally, right? In your local community. You know, you own property in your local community, you're a part of your local community, you stay there and all that. I recommend still voting for your local community. But overall, as far as national goes, right? Even state, right? Voting is a poor man's game. It's a poor man game. The people who really do make some shake, they lobby, right? You're a nonprofit, they lobby. You're a corporation, they lobby. You can even lobby. You can lobby your local government, right? Then this is why I keep telling y'all: get your money up, not your funny up, right? Become a corporation. Corporation, they're viewed as a person. That's why you can just send off crazy amounts of money as a corporation, is because they view it as an individual, right? Become a corporation. I rather lobby than vote. I would rather lobby than vote. I'd rather get to the money than vote. Let's get the likes up. Dan 22, what's going on? But that's just what's going on. And if y'all still, and this is now that everything is crashing, basically, we're seeing the MAGA base crash. We're seeing the Republican base fracture. Everybody's turning against each other. I've seen key Republican people who just through and through MAGA banana suckers. I've seen true and true MAGA banana suckers. Now they're turning the page and like, hold up, they're effing us. They're effing us. So once you start seeing the MAGA banana suckers, the slob on a knob, MAGA people, once they start questioning, like, hold up, what's going on? This is not right. Once they start turning the page, turning a new leaf, y'all know it's cooked. And I'm saying more and more MAGA banana suckers come out and like, oh, this not it. This is not it. So what I've always been saying still apply. I told you Trump was not coming to save you, stupid. I told y'all that. Many people try to fight me on it. Well, what was the other option? There was no other option. You were the option, ninja. Well, what was the better option then? What was the better? The fact that you even saying in your head, the fact that you even saying in your head, what was the better option instead of pushing that energy through you, becoming a better you. That's the problem. Americans aren't self-sufficient. They think voting is going to solve their problems. This is 2025. Voting is not going to solve your problems. Hey, man, this is 2025. Voting is not going to solve y'all problem. Maybe it did in the 1940s, right? Maybe it did in the 1800s, ninja. Voting may solve your problem in the 1800s, ninja. This is 2025, man. That voting shit is so outdated. I'm sorry. You better get your hands on some money. Get your hands on some money, and then tell me how that works out, right? Get your hands on some money and donate to your local police force and see how your life ends up. Get your hands on some money and donate $10,000 to your local police force, ninja, right? And let's see if you ever get a ticket again. Let's see how you really living. Let's see if you don't get into some kind of control, ninja. Let's see if you don't get invited. Hey, what you think about this law, this legislation? Do you think this will affect you in any way? Affect your business, affect your real estate? Come on now. Self-made is the American way. It is. And America has lost their way. Americans have lost their way. Self-made is the true American way. But a lot of Americans, they're not self-made because they're delusional, they're fat and sloppy. They're fat, sloppy, unhealthy, unhinged, mentally unstable, doped up on all types of pharmaceutical drugs and street drugs. Right? Don't take care of themselves. They've been programmed to work for the corporatocracy. Come on now. What else? What else? The only way to make it in today's time is you got to break out of the programming. It's time to break out of the programming. And there's only going to be 10% of people who are able to do it. 10%. It's now or never. And literally I mean never. Because it's not gonna get any easier for you. It's not gonna get easier for you. If you're not making 100 now, it's time to you playing catch up. Right? Now I'm not talking about now if you under 30, then I know it's a lot more difficult for you to get to that 100. Right? But if you 30 plus, really 35 plus, ninja, you need to be your time, ninja. You definitely playing catch up. Now, for you under 30 guys, now, you get some leeway because y'all under 30, so it takes a minute. The average person making 100K anyway, it's probably around 50 years old, 45, 50 years old. Right? See, and that's how uncommon it is to make six figures. But it's possible. Right? It's possible if you work your butt off. Right? And I'm gonna post my pay stub. Actually, no, I'm gonna post a pay stub. I'm gonna post a pay stub and show y'all. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. Right? Actually, no, I'm gonna put it on the Patreon. F that. I'm gonna put it on the Patreon. Put it on the Patreon. I'm not giving y'all niggas nothing for free. I'm gonna put my pay stub on the Patreon, and y'all are gonna see that I'm actually talking what I'm living. I'm gonna put my pay stub in the Patreon, and I'm gonna show y'all if you interested. It's gonna be over there. I'm gonna show y'all that I'm actually living what I'm talking. Yep. Handsome Marble said 80K a year is a joke. 100K and up is ideal, and that's what I'm saying. Now I'm not gonna take it as far as saying 80K is a joke, right? If you're a single young man, 80K is definitely a lot of money. Now I'm not talking about in LA. LA, you out of luck. California, you out of luck. The whole Western California, Washington State, freaking, uh, yeah, you out of luck. You out of luck over there. But as far as you make your way over to Texas, Texas has gotten expensive as well. But you make your way to Texas, Alabama, Georgia, right? Up the Eastern Seaboard, Virginia, right? Where else? Where else up there? Can't name it up top of my head, but y'all get what I'm saying, right? 80K, you can make it on 80K, right? You should be able to live a pretty you all right. You doing all right. Because a 25-year old making 80K, that's good. That's good. A 25-year old making 80K, that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. Because if you're in your 20s making 80K, you know you're making more money than most men. Because 80K is still top 20%. But by the time, yeah, but still 100K is the new, that's the new 80 anyway. But 100K and up is ideal, and that's basic, like you said, because that's what I said. 100K is bare minimum. 100K is bare minimum. John says the only difference between the dark ages and today is that there were rules in place for present men to get peasant wives today. All the women, yep, top 10%, yep. See, that's why I keep telling people. That's why I keep telling people because a lot of men they want stuff to restart. They keep talking about, oh, we're gonna go back. Don't worry, everything's gonna reset. Everything's gonna go back, bro. Not with technology, bro. I'm sorry. With social media technology and it's going to keep rolling, bro. No, it's not. It's not resetting. Men wanted to go back so bad instead of getting with what's going on. It's not going to reset. And yes, that is the difference. That is the difference between today and the dark ages, right? During the dark ages, you could get you a peasant wife, right? And you would be satisfied. You get you a peasant wife and going about your business. But now, like you said, even the peasants want the top 10% men instead of getting with another peasant. Yeah, that's cool, boy. Ooh, lose that. Lawrence, I went from 75K to 109K in a year. Currently in Germany as a contractor. The housing allowance is an additional bonus. No wife, no kids. Shouts out to Lawrence. Shouts out to Lawrence. He said, I went from 75K to 109K in a year. Germany as a contractor. Housing allowance, additional bonus. No wife, no kids. And I know what you let me see. I know what you doing. I know what you doing in Germany, Ninja. I know what you doing over there in Germany, Ninja. But yeah, 2025, all 2025 and beyond, right? You get with it to get rolled over. That's it. I was sounding an alarm. I was sounding an alarm and sounding an alarm. Now y'all see. Y'all thought man, I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all before the election, man. I told y'all before the election. I told y'all. I said even though I voted, I said, bro, I'm just voting just because it is a privilege to vote. Right? It's a privilege to vote. Right? But I told y'all, I was like, bro, the train is not stopping. I told y'all that the train wasn't stopping. I told y'all they just changed faces, changed administrations. They're still pulling the same strings. And lo and behold, Doge was a scam, Trump lying, right? We're still in wars. We're still sending money. Products are high. Groceries are high. and continuously going up. I told y'all the train is not stopping. People thought that they were going. People thought that they were going to get some kind of break. No, you wasn't going to get a break. It's all gas, no brakes, because no politician is going to save you. America is not going to save you. You got to save yourself. Moore says people are waking up. I hope. Trump only giving out no tax on tips and on overtime. And even that, you got to wait till the end of the year. And it's temporary. It's temporary. That's not forever. I think it'll only last, what, 2-3 years? But the tax cuts on the rich, the tax cuts on the corporations, the tax cuts on the higher tax brackets are permanent. Right? The kingdom of heaven is within. And that's all I got to say, man. Right? I appreciate everybody for tuning in, even though YouTube trying to stop the train. YouTube not stopping the train. The Patreon is link is in the description. Locals link is in the description. You can join Locals for free. Come over there, congregate, put in some posts, right? But to watch videos, you want to watch the uncensored stuff. You want to talk about the JUCO, right? You want to talk about the DR. You want to talk about those things. Hey, you got to pay for that. Patreon, you want to level up, get your mind right, emotion right. You want to get your money right. You got to pay over there on the Patreon. Go and check it out. And also, if you want to become a member, go ahead and become a member too. Support the channel. Support the channel in all kinds of ways. Twitch as well. Right, I've done a few Twitch streams already, but it's hard to get you ninjas over to the Twitch. But still over there grinding on the Twitch as well. All the links are in the description, and I appreciate everybody that super chatted. Appreciate Moy, right? Moy, come over there and join the Locals, right? Get these ninjas to come over there too. Come over there and join the Locals. The Locals is free, but to watch a video, to see a live stream on the Locals, of course, you have to pay to play, right? JUCO, the Patreon. The Patreon, if you want to level up mentally, you're really serious, right? Come over there I'll be doing episodes every single week. Over there. Episode 1 is now up, right? The After Pill archives. You want to see old videos that you did not catch, that you did not see, right? You want to get a sneak peek into what built this mindset, how my mindset has developed over time, over the past 2 years of doing YouTube. Those videos are up on the Patreon. You better get over there before all the videos disappear over here, because a lot of videos about to disappear over here that you probably did not see, that you did not watch. They're going to be over there on the After Pill archives on the Patreon, right? Dan22, the link is in the description. And also one-on-ones. I'm doing one-on-ones coming soon. I already got the Locals up, got the Patreon up, got the Twitch up, right? My one-on-ones are coming soon, right? I started one-on-ones last summer, and I had stopped it because, too many people were getting in there, and too many people were also wasting time as well, right? Talking about bull crap. So the one-on-ones are coming back again, so stay tuned. And I appreciate everybody. And of course, we gotta end this off. We gotta end this off with the Creed of the Outlier, of course. I walk alone because I was never meant to follow. I was born to build what others were too weak to imagine. They rejected me for my strength, envied me for my presence, and feared the truth in my voice. So they gossiped, mocked, tried to shrink me. But I didn't bend and I didn't fold, and I won't start now, YouTube. I won't start now. Don't try to bend and fold me now, YouTube. We going. I do not chase the approval of the herd. I walk above it. I see through the mask and I speak with conviction forged in pain and clarity. Every betrayal carved focus to my soul. Every lonely night built the calluses I now wear with pride. My mission is not optional. My legacy is non-negotiable. And my time is coming. I am built for this, and I will win. Shouts out to everybody. Creed of the Outlier. Shouts out to Moy. Shouts out to John. Shouts out to Blake Bradley. Shouts out to Vontae. Shouts out to Dan22, Kels, everybody that tapped in. Lawrence, shouts out to you over there in Germany, right? Making your bag over there. Shouts out to everybody that tuned in. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.